Imagine a world where the elegance of fashion meets the allure of vintage cars. This is the fascinating intersection where automobiles and style create a cultural confluence, influencing not only each other but the zeitgeist of entire eras. Today, we unravel the story of how vintage cars have not only roared through our roads, but weaved their way into the fabric of fashion and culture. The journey begins in the early 20th century, an era where the Industrial Revolution shifted into high gear, and automobiles became a symbol of innovation and status. Notable among these was the Ford Model T, a vehicle that transformed society's landscape. As production lines cranked out this pioneering car, its presence transcended mere transportation. The Model T became a statement, influencing fashion by inspiring a shift toward practical and modern styles. No longer was fashion dictated solely by the confines of the aristocracy. Instead, mobility democratized style, allowing the masses to adopt an equally modern sensibility. Fast forward to the 1920s, the roaring epoch of flappers and jazz. Here, automotive design began to reflect the exuberance of the times. Cars like the luxurious Duesenberg captivated the public imagination with their opulence. These vehicles epitomize the Art Deco movement, prevalent in fashion, with streamlined shapes and lavish exteriors, echoing the geometric patterns and intricate embroideries found in clothing of the day. As people sped down the new highways, their attire mirrored the sleekness of their automobiles. The cut of a dress or the tilt of a hat suddenly had to account for the space and speed of the automobile ride. The 1950s brought about the era of the classic American dream car. Think Chevrolet Bel Airs and Cadillac Eldorados with their extravagant fins and bold colors. In the aftermath of World War II, these vehicles became the emblems of freedom and prosperity. Fashion followed suit, with designers drawing from the vivid colors and dramatic lines of these cars. The rock and roll culture found its muse in these vehicles, which were often featured in music videos and youth magazines. The automobile was now a stage for the burgeoning teen culture, influencing everything from poodle skirts to leather jackets, as the rebellious spirit of the road found its sartorial expression. As we moved into the 1960s and 70s, cars like the Mini Cooper symbolized the counterculture movement. Its compact design stood against the excess of the post-war years, its simplicity mirroring the minimalist fashion trends of the time. The Mini became more than a car, it was an icon, embraced by the likes of the Beatles and other cultural revolutionaries who shaped the spirit of the age. Fashion during this period responded with clean lines, bold patterns, and a unisex appeal, all inspired by the ethos of simplicity and accessibility embodied by the Mini. Into the 1980s and beyond, the influence continued as cars like the Lamborghini Countach and Ferrari Testarossa captured imaginations with their futuristic and aggressive profiles. These vehicles prompted a fashion movement marked by power dressing, sharp suits, padded shoulders, and bold colors that reflected the dominant, fast-paced lifestyle. It was an era where the car and the wardrobe worked in tandem to project power and ambition. But it's not merely the design of the cars themselves that influenced fashion. Consider the iconic road trips, the convertibles speeding down Route 66 with scarves billowing behind, immortalized by Hollywood and advertising alike. This imagery inspired an entire fashion genre, celebrating the spirit of adventure and the wind in your hair romance. Here, fashion became a narrative tool, telling stories of freedom and the open road. In conclusion, the symbiotic relationship between vintage cars and fashion is undeniable. Each era's vehicles influenced and were influenced by the sartorial styles of its time, creating a dynamic exchange that continually reshaped cultural norms. These rolling masterpieces served as a canvas, reflecting and predicting fashion trends and pushing cultural boundaries. From the utilitarian grandeur of the Model T, through the expressive Art Deco period, to the minimalist Mini and the opulent supercars of the late 20th century, cars have never ceased to inspire the clothing we wear and the cultural stories we tell. Indeed, the roads of history are lined not just with the progress of technology, but with the evolution of style. driven forward by the allure of this remarkable fashion on wheels.